Have you ever heard of Carl Jung's thing where it's related to the internal thing and what we said earlier about the shadow work, where people are reflections of you, which there's just one little thing. There's one thing which keeps cropping up in my life, which for some reason I keep attracting people who smoke, but I've never smoked in my life, so that's a bit. But typically, that's kind of an exception, but typically you'll attract people who are a lot similar to you until you go sort that out in some regard. But I think it's one thing, I was speaking to someone about this earlier, it's the self-awareness. It's not just what to do about it, it's that realization of, oh, these people are a lot like me. But do you ever find, this is something I've noticed recently, is that you don't realize it until you stepped out of the situation. So at my current day job, there's people, I like my co-workers, don't get me wrong, but one thing I will say is when I get into conversations, I get very absorbed into their, not their mannerisms, but I get very absorbed, and it's not until I walk away I thought, why the hell did I stay in that conversation? Have you noticed that with some of your clients and yourself, where you don't realize it until you've literally stepped outside, and then it's like the crabs in the bucket thing, except the crabs aren't actually pulling you in. The crabs are so entertaining, the other crabs don't want to leave. You get what I'm going. You understand where I'm going with this metaphor? It's like they're not like, no, you can't get back down there. Why are you trying to leave? We'll shuffle it out. So no, they just the party's so good where the crab won't realize until it actually leaves the bucket.
Yeah, I think you're alluding to the same thing I said about how we keep repeating the same old patterns. We keep coming across the same thing, and until we learn the lesson around that, we can't move forward. And I always think of it as a bit like a spiral. So ideally, we want to be this is life, let's say. We want to be going up the spiral in our life. But sometimes we hit a block and we stop going up. We just start going round the same loop over and over again. And until we unblock whatever it is that's keeping us stuck on that loop, we can't move forward. And sometimes the blockage has to get so bad that it pushes you down the loop or down the spiral. And that's what we kind of want to avoid if we can, because once we start going down the spiral, we end up, we can go into depression and such like. Or if we feel like we can't move forward, we just feel bad about ourselves, and then that exacerbates everything. Whereas if we can get very skilled at spotting what the blocks are, spotting that actually I don't enjoy this party, I don't enjoy this conversation, noticing that, and then having the tools to be able to leave it before it becomes damaging to you. That's the skill, because we're always going to come across blockages. We're never going to get to the very top. As soon as we want to go outside of our comfort zone again, we hit the same old blockages, the new thing to learn until we can start traveling back up again. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, the way it cropped in my mind, what you said about the spiral, but we keep going around the same loop. It's like Dante's Inferno, but instead of going down, you just keep going round until going round. Oh no, it's like a maze you can't escape.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like if I chuck you into a hedge and said, right, find the exit, lock the door, good luck, and you're like, where the hell is it? Is it? No, I've been past this bush for 3 hours. This is the 337th time we've been past this thing. I know, I swear it's the 400. Where the hell? Yeah, but no, and then I get where you go with this. The spiral or the maze gets so bad. You're like, oh, right, time to bring out the chainsaw to cut down the hedges.